Well, I want to say a big welcome and thank you very much for being here, coming along today. And I'm very excited to share how dreams help our digestive health. And this is the monthly dream mini workshop that I run every month, where we focus on bite-sized aspects of dreams. And the idea is that it's there to help you understand your own dreams better and make sense of them. If you're watching this on YouTube, then a very warm welcome to you too. And if you enjoyed today's session, then please like and subscribe to the channel, and you'll be notified of other videos like it as we video them. This is an interactive session, so if you've got any questions, then please raise your virtual hand or wave madly at the camera or type your question in the chat. And Leanne is very kindly coordinating those as we go. So thank you, Leanne. And if you're watching on YouTube, then feel free to leave a comment if you have a question, and I'll get right back to you. So those of you who don't know me, I'm Ollie. I'm a spiritual counselor. I'm a healer, and I help people to overcome life's challenges so they can heal and be who they were meant to be. And one of the ways I do that is by working with them on their dreams. So my passion for dreams started in 2018. And since then, I've been completely, absolutely fascinated by them, studying the work of several dream teachers. And one of note of particular is Michael Sheridan from Ireland, who now lives in Seattle. He's probably, I would say, one of the most gifted dream interpreters in the world. And he runs a weekly podcast. He's written a fantastic book, How to Interpret Your Dreams, which is on my desk. And in fact, both Leanne and I use it every day, more or less. And a lot of what we'll cover today is from his work and his teacher before him, George Radigan. So without further ado, let's dive in and find out how dreams heal and guide us when it comes to our digestive health. So, what's on the menu today? Well, we'll take a look at how dreams are our kind of personal 24/7 doctor or medical team. And we'll also take a look at how food is presented in dreams and what to make of it. And then we'll take a look on some ways of interpreting dreams about digestion, featuring common symbols that you would see in a dream that would tell you that the theme is about the digestive system. How dreams can indicate a food allergy or intolerance. And we'll be talking about the colon and elimination issues. Wonderful. And how the dreams present those to us. And we'll try some dreams. That's the whole idea. In the workshop is to get into some dreams and just see how they work in practice. And these are real dreams from real people. So here we go. Let's take a look at your daily medical report. Now, every night, whether we realize it or not, we get a health check. If there's something amiss, then it will notify us in our dreams. It could be a warning. It will show a possible cause and what action to take. These dreams are based on everything about you from birth to present day. So it may even be about some kind of trauma that you experienced as a child that is impacting your digestive system today. And it's not just digestive system, it is a whole of our health, a whole of our system. And dreams can give us health warnings. If we ignore the first sort of light on the dashboard that's flashing, then we would get some serious health warnings, often years in advance. And often hundreds, if not thousands of dreams are experienced by people who may not remember those dreams very well because they don't remember the dreams, but they will be there. This is the most underused aspect. So dreams are like your personal 24/7 doctor. giving us warnings, causes, and what action to take. And it's the most underused aspect of dreams. People, for some reason, are not interested in their health until something does go wrong. And it's a real shame, because dreams give us such a lot of information and heads up warning. So think of it like the dream team. We can use conventional medicine with what your doctor would advise and what he can do with the advice of your dreams. And together, it's a pretty powerful combination. Your digestive system is fundamental for good health. I mean, we all know what it's like if your digestion is upset. It's difficult to function. We have low energy. We feel grumpy. We get ill. We feel bad. And the last thing we want to do is a project that we're working on or something. So we really need our healthy digestive system in order to realize our full potential in life. And we came here with a purpose. We came here to Earth for a reason, and that is part of our life purpose. And when we remember a dream, 99% of those dreams are an interception of a conversation between your higher self. You can kind of think of that as your soul, and your subconscious mind, you right here on Earth. And that conversation is the higher self, your soul, wanting to keep you healthy, giving you guidance, and actually will be healing you in the dream as well. If there is some medical problem or if there's some digestive issue that's come up, you very often see healing going on in the dream, and we'll discuss that and how that works. The whole idea is that our soul wants us to fulfill our life purpose, or why we came here in the first place. What did we want to experience? What did we want to create? And what did we want to heal? Okay. So dreams of food. This is a classic from Tommy Cooper. Last night I dreamt I ate a 10-pound marshmallow. And when I woke up, the pillow was gone. So good old Tommy Cooper. So foods our system cannot process or eliminate are what dreams will often flag. And or more importantly, they'll flag the foods that we have difficulty eliminating. If we can't eliminate a certain food that is perhaps has toxins to our particular system, and everybody's different, then that can build up in our colon and in our digestive system, and will eventually get into our blood, and our liver will have really tough time trying to detox, and we'll feel low energy. So things like dairy are a particularly common intolerance. And that's often linked to issues with breastfeeding, with mother. And it's interesting that the color white in dreams can also indicate a dairy intolerance. We would have to look for other symbols in the dream to back that up. But for example, if you dreamt of a snow-covered hill or something like that, then snow very often is about a dairy intolerance, but we'd have to look at other symbols there. Combinations of food can crop up as well. So it can be challenging to try and identify what foods are causing the issue, but dreams will highlight those, and you'll see those combinations of food perhaps coming up. We don't just digest food though, we digest ideas and emotions. And if at some point in our life we don't want to digest a certain idea, and we don't want to take it on board, and we're trying to resist it, then we can send a signal to our body, to our digestion, to not digest in a way. It manifests as a physical reality. On the other hand, a positive idea could give us butterflies in our stomach. In the same way, a negative idea could make our stomach tighten into a knot. These ideas and emotions create physical realities in us. So it's worth noting that because food is so important to us, and because how you eat, the emotional state that you're in while you eat, is actually very important as well, it's always a good idea to eat when you're in a positive frame of mind. And anger, for example, is often linked to colon problems. And holding on to things from the past encourages the body to do likewise. Dream food feedback often takes a few days. So if you get a dream about the digestive system or some food, then it's likely that you had that food in the last, let's say, 3 days. When you think about the digestive system, it takes like 6 to 8 hours to pass through your stomach and into the small intestine. And then after that, food will enter through the stomach. It will enter the large intestine, colon, and that will be for further digestion, further absorption of water, elimination of undigested food after that. And that will take another 36 hours or so. So we're talking, 2-3 days before you're likely to get a dream about food. That said, the more sensitive you become to foods in terms of picking up problem foods in your dreams, then that process can get faster. So we've noticed that if we eat something the previous day, it might come up in the dream the following night. So food feedback often takes a few days for most people. It's a good idea to experiment. So let's say you get a dream that you go, oh, that's something to do with what I ate. It's that tomato or something that I ate the other day. Then experiment. Cut that food out for a week and then reintroduce it and see if you get a dream again in the next few days. And if you do, then you know it's a problem. So let's take a look at some key dream symbols, and we'll start with the location of the dream. And in all dreams, the location is a really, really useful clue as to the theme of the dream. So the main kind of theme. And the common locations for digestion are the kitchen, because we prepare food in the kitchen, of course. Dining room, because we eat in the dining room. And restaurants, for obvious reasons. And common locations for the elimination system, so that's the sort of the large intestine, the colon elimination part, would be the bathroom, because that's where we cleanse. That's also where we eliminate. Toilet, obviously. And less obviously, the back garden. Now, in dreams, metaphors are the order of the day. So dreams will use metaphors to represent parts of your body. So if the house is often your body, then the front garden could be, let's say, your face, because it's your outlook. The back garden could be the elimination system. It's the bottom end of your body, if you like, or the back of your body. And that's often very used quite a lot, especially because in the back garden we have flower beds which have soil, and of course the soil represents the waste that's traveling through our elimination system. So here are some other digestive symbols. The hob, because we cook on the hob, cook food. Fridge, we store food in the fridge, and that's actually a very common symbol for the stomach. Kitchen table, we eat food on the kitchen table. Shopping trolley, I've had a couple of those, because when we go around the grocery store, we put food in the shopping trolley, just like in your stomach. So any items for food storage, jars, or preparation. The car trunk, using a metaphor as the car for your body, which is often used, then the trunk is the back part of the car. And we store our groceries in the trunk, of course, when we go shopping. A forest or wood and a dirt road or track. That's often used to represent the elimination system. And the reason for that is because of the sort of soil aspect, the brown aspect, but also we've got wood there, and wood is often used to represent the digestive or elimination system. In a forest or wood, the wood will, if it falls to the ground, it will rot. And so that kind of imitates what's going on in terms of the elimination system. Of course, we don't want rotting food in our elimination system. We want to get it out before that happens. Here's a here's a fun one, morbid one. A grave. Yes, a grave is a common symbol for the elimination system or the digestive system because, well, in a grave, what do you put in a grave? You put dead meat in a grave. I know that's a bit grim, but dreams use the same metaphor. If we eat meat, then we're putting dead meat in us. A washing machine. Very often, if we say we're in a spin, or our stomach feels like we're in a spin, then this is a great metaphor for the stomach. It also shows that churning or that peristalsis that happens in our digestion system of churning things around. The dustbin, of course, to eliminate things, throw them away. Funnily enough, hosiery and tights, when you take the legs out, and they look very much like the intestines sort of going up and down. So often hosiery of types are used to represent digestion. A line of people, very, very common one. A queue. Gosh, had so many of these in the past. It represents food that's taking time to go through your system. It's too slow. It's been held up. So the people here are metaphors for the food in your system. In fact, a line of people or a line of anything can represent the same thing. Train track, not obvious, but this is a pun, and dreams do use puns. So train tracks, the digestive tract, or train track, so there's a sort of pun there. And also, historically, trains were used a lot for the transportation of livestock. So, in other words, our food, transporting it along the tracks. A sewer or drain pipe, of course, that's where we want to eliminate things. A moldy hay or a barn. Sometimes people can suffer from an overgrowth of candida. I think it's called Candida albicans or something like that. And so it's an overgrowth of yeast in the digestive system. And so moldy hay in a barn is often used in dreams to represent this. Sometimes it's also moldy wallpaper, for example, where the wallpaper represents a lining of the stomach. A fast food restaurant. This will appear in dreams when your system is not moving fast enough, when you've perhaps eaten or maybe even overeaten, and it's just staying in your intestines and not moving through fast enough. And so the dream is symbolically trying to heal that by saying, move faster, fast food kind of thing. And finally, slow moving animals, such as snails and slugs, just representing that your food is moving very slowly. It's worth noting also that if you dream of polluted water or dirty waterlogged grass, then you need to cleanse the blood by changing the diet or healing your elimination system in some way. This is representing the blood being contaminated in some way via your digestive system. And it shows that your liver and lymphatic system are working overtime to try and clean your blood. And the people who have these dreams are very often lethargic, low energy, and suffer other illnesses as well, because the body is diverting energy just to try and keep the blood clean. So there's a whole bunch of symbols that could come up in dreams. So hopefully that's given you a little flavor. There's a few others as well, but these are kind of like the main ones. And food allergies and intolerances. Well, I mean, allergies are quite, in some ways, easier to spot because the effect physically on us is just very apparent. But intolerances are a bit more subtle. So usually any food featured in a dream is a problem, even if it's shown in a positive light. The one proviso for that is that if you diet too much and you restrict your eating too much, you might actually dream about a wonderful, beautiful banquet. And that's the dream is asking you, your higher self is asking you to please eat more. You need more energy. You need more nutrition. So let's take a look at food intolerance. This was a dream by a woman who dreamt of the sun shining beautifully on a field of wheat. I mean, look at that to start with. It looks really nice. It's like, oh, how beautiful. Lovely sunshine. So the sun in dreams is a source of energy. And where we have a source of energy, it's a symbol that the dreamer is a healer, able to channel energy through them and into people to help them heal. And here, the dreamer is symbolically healing herself because she has a wheat intolerance or a mild allergy. So it's also worth noting that you might see other healing mechanisms in dreams, such as the color orange. The color orange is healing for the elimination system because it's the sacral chakra. So that's the second chakra up from the root chakra. And that feeds energy to the digestive system. And it's also, orange is red and yellow mixture. Red is the root chakra, and yellow is the solar plexus chakra. So all of those first three chakras are very close to the digestive system and will feed energy to it. So the dream here is asking the lady to steer clear of wheat because she is having problems processing it. So we've got the sun, got the wheat. The next one is actually a dream that someone we know very well. And she dreamt of dipping strawberries into hot melted chocolate in Spain. Okay, so if I said that I'm going to a holiday in Spain, then you might say, oh, how nice, you're going to get some sunshine. So exactly, any hot country is a symbol most often for healing. So the dream is trying to heal something here. We've got strawberries, we've got hot melted chocolate, and we've got Spain. Now, a few more details about this dream. She actually gave, in the dream, she gave her chocolate-coated strawberries to a teacher for her class because she was worried that the chocolate would burn the children. So the strawberries here are kind of this vivid red, and you can almost imagine that the strawberries were sort of the lining of the intestine kind of going red and inflamed. And we've got the hot, the reference to heat there. So that again is sort of referencing inflammation. And she was worried that the chocolate would burn the children in the class. So again, another reference to irritation or inflammation. And so the dream here is saying that there's something in chocolate which is inflaming and irritating your digestive tract. Although the dream is trying to heal it, the dreamer would do well to steer clear of that chocolate. And it might not be chocolate in general. It might be chocolate from a certain source. It might be a certain type of chocolate. So this is where we have to experiment to find out. Now, on to the large intestine. The large intestine is a really sensitive organ. You know, what happens when you get stressed? You know, we just feel ourselves tensing up down there. Digestion goes out the window. So here's a dream of a man who dreamt of a snail moving along a cement path in the back garden. So we've got snail, slow-moving animal. We've got a cement path, and it's in the back garden. So we've got a symbol for the back garden. We know that it's most likely to do with digestive system because we've got the snail indicating that the food's not moving fast enough. And we've got a cement path. Now, the kinks and knots in the colon can block the flow of waste matter if certain waste matter gets stuck there. And this can get cemented there. This is pretty grim, but you can get cemented there sometimes for years. So we'd have to take steps to try and help that situation. I mean, not the best. So cement paths often come up when there's problem with food literally cementing itself to the large intestine walls. In another dream, the toilet was blocked with cartons of milk and wouldn't flush properly. Now, this one's a clever one in particular. I know we've got the toilet that's blocked. So we can see that, okay, we've got some kind of blockage problem or some threat of blockage for the large intestine, the colon. And we've got cartons of milk. Now, milk, the dream is saying, can't be broken down by the dreamer because it's still in the carton. And it's causing her elimination system to block up. So it's not flushing properly. It's worth noting, it's a sort of interesting note that an infant's digestive system is not fully formed. Acid in the stomach only forms after about 6 months. And this allows, once it's formed, that allows solid foods to be eaten and it's got better bacterial protection. But during those 6 months, the mother's milk provides essential bacteria, that acidophilus, I can't even say it, acidophilus bacteria to the large intestine. That's the one you can drink, you can have in the yogurts. And this is really essential for the health of the colon because it prevents toxins from reaching the small intestine and it helps the flow of material. If you have an antibiotics course, it's really, really essential that you restore the balance of this good bacteria in your gut by using probiotics after any course of the antibiotic drugs. And actually in France, I understand they actually prescribe a probiotic at the same time as an antibiotic so that the patient keeps that balance of bacteria in their gut, which science is now finding to be so essential to our health. Here's another dream from someone who had digestive problems, and they've having a dream about wallpaper peeling off in her kitchen and bits of plaster falling down. So if you ever see damage in a dream, damage to physical items, you know that it's a health dream. And here we're in the kitchen, so digestion, wallpaper peeling off. So that's the lining of the stomach or the lining of the intestines is getting impacted somehow here. We get bits of plaster falling down. So we've got an issue to do with digestion. Okay. The otherworldly bathroom. Okay, I had a bathroom that was like a whole other world. It had ponds and fish and flowers in a garden with aquatic plants mixed in among the regular bathroom features and fixtures. It was warm and humid and misty in there. The door to it was right beside my bedroom. This is from Michael Sheridan's Dream Interpretation podcast. So what do we got? Bathroom. We got warm and humid. So a bathroom, we're thinking, maybe it's elimination system. It's confirmed because we're somewhere warm and humid. That's going to be warm and humid in your large intestine, I can assure you. And what else have we got? Flowers. So the dreamer has been asked to send love, that's what flowers represents, to their elimination system, improve their view of it, and be grateful for it. And it's actually so important that we send those messages to our body if we have, I think it's important to send that to our body, whether we have a problem or not, so that we could show gratitude and appreciation to it. Now, it's interesting that there's the bedroom here as well. So there's also some other issue that's coming up for the dreamer here to do with reproduction, which is often to do with the bedroom. Linked with the bathroom here, it's saying there's some issue to do with reproduction, maybe some kind of sexual intimacy, that issue that the dreamer needs to eliminate, hence the bathroom. So sometimes it can layer in these meanings to different things. The dreamer is carrying a sugar cane and a 25-kilogram bag of rice. Okay, what have we got? Well, this is about sugar, pretty obviously. And what's a cane? Well, okay, sugar cane, but people will have a cane as a crutch. So this is about the dreamer using sugar as a crutch, or as they're addicted to sugar, in other words. It's also saying that rice is heavy on the digestion. 25 kilograms is pretty heavy. And so that's associating with the sugar aspect of their diet. And it's likely to be about glycemic index and the fact that they're getting a sort of sugar hit and then a crash afterwards. And finally, the specialty food store. I was at a specialty store shopping around. I bought a box of donuts and some Asian spices that I couldn't find anywhere else. Also, for some reason, I had purchased some meat at this place long before I had got sick. The dreamer was sick in reality, and had kept it in the fridge at the store itself. The meat had spoiled, of course, because it had been so long, but I couldn't figure out how to get rid of it. So I left it in the fridge. I bought way more than I could carry, but I felt that it didn't matter much. Okay, feel free to unmute yourself and just sort of pick out some things from this dream. Any ideas, any symbols that sort of jump out at you? Is there anybody there?
Donuts.
Donuts. Okay.
Yeah, donuts.
Absolutely.
And spices.
Spices. Yep. We're in a specialty food store. Great.
The meat.
Some meat.
We've got meat. Okay. Yep.
And it had been in the fridge. In the fridge, and it had spoiled.
Right. And the symbol for the fridge is?
The stomach.
Stomach, yeah.
Okay. So we're getting the picture that something is spoiling in the stomach because it can't be processed.
It's been there a long time, yeah.
Been there a long time. Absolutely spot on. So we're in a delicatessen of some type, specialty store. There are donuts, meat kept in the fridge. It's spoiled. It's been there too long, and the dreamer can't figure out how to get rid of it. So that's the dreamer speaking for his body. The donuts here they could be part of what's in the specialty food store, but they're actually a pun. Donut is a pun on do not. And that's come up in other dreams I've seen elsewhere. I know, it's amazing how the spirit world has a sense of humor. Okay, I know it's dad humor, but hey, it's still a sense of humor. So the dreamer in real life is being asked by his dreams. He feels that his diet is actually not linked to his current sickness. I mean, bizarrely, this man was being treated in a hospital at the time of the dream. He's being diagnosed with diverticulitis. And so, he hasn't made the connection, which is amazing, but his dreams are pointing it out, that the dream is saying that it does matter. He's been asked not to eat these spicy foods because he's unable to process and eliminate, especially the meat aspect. Cool. So those are our dreams, and I hope you've enjoyed those. And we can kind of open up if you've got any questions, we can open up the floor a little bit and just any questions that might have come up during that.
So what happens? Oh, sorry. Go.
Sorry. In that last one, it said there that he felt that it didn't matter much.
Yeah.
So why did he say that?
So the man here feels that it doesn't matter what he eats. He's not actually acknowledging that there's a link between his illness, which he mentions in the dream, and his diet. Okay. And in particular, he's actually saying that he felt that it didn't matter much, that the meat was left so long in the fridge, and that he bought way more than he could carry. That's also another reference to eating too much for his system.
Okay.
So
yeah, I see what you're saying there. Yeah.
It's kind of just putting a little twist on the on the spin.
Yeah, he won't admit it that that's the cause of his problem.
Yeah, exactly.
Like most of us.
Yeah.
Or try.
Or try. Yeah.
Okay.
So what happens if you get a digestion dream, but there's no food? So you're just like going to the toilet or something.
Right. Okay. And that does happen quite a lot. Yeah. So you might get some symbol which says, yeah, this is a digestion, or a couple of symbols which back each other up. And you're thinking, okay, so what's the food? And sometimes dreams will highlight a food and say, no, you shouldn't eat this. But quite often they don't. So what you can do is just think back over the last 2 or 3 days as to what has changed in your diet. What have you eaten that's perhaps been different than normal? And if you can identify that and you think, oh, maybe it was those, I don't know, that donut I ate on whenever it was, then cut it out for a week and reintroduce it. Maybe have the donut a week later. And over the next 2 or 3 days or week or so, see if you get another dream, a digestion dream. It may or may not say donuts in it or something, but you may get those symbols for digestion, sluggish digestion, etc. And then you've kind of confirmed that that was the culprit. Hope that helps a bit.
Right.
Cool. After antibiotic, my digestion went AWOL. Right. Yeah. Yeah, it's very common. It's very common because the bacteria in our digestive tract is so important for digesting our food. So, yeah, probiotics will help definitely address that balance.
Yeah, we found here, you mentioned doctors normally prescribe probiotics with antibiotics. We found that here in South Africa.
Wow.
Andy used to have that augmentin, which was very strong,
Yeah.
and he had to have the probiotics with it. So the doctors normally give the prescription as well,
Gosh.
which is great.
Well, that's fantastic. I mean, I know the doctors in South Africa are actually really, really good. And I mean, France do it, and it's crazy that they don't do it in the UK. So maybe some doctors do. I'm not sure, but I haven't heard of it in the UK. But that's really good that they do in South Africa. Yeah.
Pam says she's been taking probiotic, but it's still not right.
Yeah. I'm as I say, I'm not a gastroenterologist, but I could guess that the antibiotics disrupted the balance, and the probiotics will help, but it will take some time to reestablish that balance.
Yeah, that's correct. The doctors here state that you need to protect the lining of your stomach. So you have it an hour before you take the antibiotic. So it protects the lining. But once the lining of your stomach is damaged, it does take a long time to come right again. So next time, just take them with your antibiotics or just before.
Just before. Thank you.
So an hour before the actual
An hour
antibiotics.
before, yeah.
Right, that's good information.
Fantastic. Thank you, Charmaine. You just said that you had horrible dreams from after that. Yeah, so that's unsurprising, really, because your body is out of balance, and that's been reflected in the dreams. So hopefully that will come back into balance quickly.
I would also suggest perhaps don't drink any alcohol until everything calms down.
Yeah, that's probably good advice.
Good point. Good point. Yeah, anything acidic, hey?
Yeah.
Anything, like
anything that will aggravate.
Yes.
Orange juice, pineapple juice, lemons, anything like that.
Awesome. Okay. Well, thank you. Thank you for those insights and questions. Yeah. Fantastic. So yeah, dreams will offer us guidance and healing. That's the bottom line with 99% of dreams. And it's also true for the digestive system. So as with any kind of dream, all guidance in dreams, you're going to see a chain of cause and effect. And so these could be physical, emotional, or mental causes, which might cause a physical effect, such as in the digestion. And oops, wrong way. The digestive system is fundamental for good health, as we discussed. And so if it's unbalanced, then you're not going to be able to realize your full potential. So that's why we get these dreams from our higher self to say, please fix this. Otherwise, it's going to be really difficult for you to live your life that you came here to live. If you need help in understanding your dream, then you're most welcome to visit oliverwedgwood.com you can submit your dream there. Very happy to analyze it for you and give you a deeper insight, hopefully, as to what is going on there. And just remains really for me to say thank you so much for being here today and joining in this mini dreams workshop.